You ever notice how life sometimes drops a sentence, a moment, a feeling in front of you, right when you're standing at the edge of something you can't name? Not luck, not coincidence. It's alignment. If you're hearing my voice right now, it's because a deeper part of you, the part you keep ignoring, finally stepped forward and said, "Enough, it's time." Most people never reach this point. They want change the way people want rain in the desert. They pray for it, talk about it, fantasize about it, but they never move toward it because wanting is safe. Wanting keeps you in imagination. Wanting doesn't ask you to break patterns or disappoint people or walk into unknown territory. But readiness? Readiness is different. Readiness is a quiet earthquake. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't knock. It doesn't give you goosebumps or fireworks. It arrives disguised as weariness, the kind that sinks into your bones. It's waking up one day and realizing you're tired of pretending the life you're living is the one you actually want. Tired of repeating the same emotional loops. Tired of talking yourself into staying where your soul keeps trying to leave. That tiredness isn't defeat. It's the first sign of awakening. It's your inner self whispering, "Stop surviving, start choosing." And that's where everything begins to shift. Not because something magical happened overnight, but because you finally stopped negotiating with your own misery. You stopped making comfort your God. You stopped convincing yourself that the bare minimum was noble. Look back at your life. Really think about it. Every fall you recovered from, every heartbreak you carried, every disappointment you swallowed, every time you whispered, "I can't do this," and still woke up the next day and kept going. All of that wasn't random. All of that built a kind of resilience that doesn't brag, doesn't scream, doesn't need applause. It just quietly says, "I'm still here." But here's the trap people fall into. They wait to feel ready. They think readiness is confidence. They think it's clarity. They think it shows up as certainty. It doesn't. Readiness is recognition. It's that subtle moment when you stop waiting for permission and start asking yourself one question: what am I willing to do now? Because ready people don't wait for perfect timing. They use what they have, where they are, with whatever courage they can gather. Readiness is messy. It's shaky hands. It's moving before your mind catches up. It's walking forward while your old self screams behind you to come back. It's choosing to leave the familiar even when the unfamiliar terrifies you, and the you that you're meant to become, the one buried under layers of fear, routine, and people-pleasing, has been watching, waiting, calling to you through dreams, discomforts, and sudden moments of clarity. Those flashes where you thought, "I could be more than this," those weren't random. Those were invitations. The universe tests readiness in the smallest ways, not by handing you a miracle, but by giving you chances to behave like the person you keep saying you want to be. The discipline choice, the boundary you're scared to set, the thing you know you should walk away from, the opportunity you keep telling yourself you're not good enough for. Most people fail because they're waiting for the big sign, but readiness is trained in tiny moments, one uncomfortable decision at a time. Because here's the truth you don't want to admit. The things you've been blaming, lack of time, lack of money, lack of support, weren't the real obstacles. They were convenient shields. They protected you from having to grow. Because growth makes you confront yourself, and confronting yourself is the hardest work in the world. Worthiness isn't about deserving. It's about capacity. It's becoming the person who can hold what you say you want without collapsing under the weight of it. How many times did you get something good and sabotage it? Not because you were weak, but because you weren't prepared to receive it. Readiness fixes that. When you've done the inner work, when you stop running from your wounds, when you stop performing and start living, everything shifts. You start making decisions from clarity, not fear. You start building instead of numbing. You start choosing instead of floating. And people around you will feel it, even if they don't understand it. Some won't like it. Your growth will highlight their stagnation. Your boundaries will expose their entitlement. Your confidence will remind them of the courage they abandoned, but that's not your responsibility. Because once you're ready, you stop shrinking. You stop apologizing. You stop dimming your own light just to keep others comfortable in their shadows. And yes, readiness comes with loneliness. Not because you're alone, but because you're finally awake in a world full of people still sleepwalking. Old conversations become unbearable. Old environments start to suffocate you. Old identities feel like costumes you can't breathe in. And before the new people, new places, new opportunities appear, you go through a desert phase, a clearing, a stripping, a dismantling. Everything that no longer matches your new frequency falls away, sometimes all at once. And it will feel like loss, but it is actually preparation. This is where most people run back to their old life, because the unknown feels scarier than staying small. But if you stay, if you let yourself stand in the in-between without rushing back to your old identity, that's where the transformation happens. On the other side of that discomfort is the version of you you've always sensed but never fully met. The one who doesn't second guess, who trusts their intuition, who holds their dreams without fear of dropping them, and that voice inside you, the one that's been whispering for months. You're meant for more? It's not going away. Because readiness doesn't bring certainty, it brings direction. And if you've listened this far, it's because some part of you recognizes the truth. You're not asking if you're ready anymore. You're asking what comes next. Readiness without action is just waiting with better excuses. And you've been waiting long enough. Life is moving, with or without your participation. And right now, right this second, you have a choice. Step into who you're becoming, or stay loyal to who you've already outgrown. The door is open. The path is clear. And the only question left is, are you finally willing to walk into the life that's been calling your name? If this hit you somewhere deep, drop a comment saying, I'm stepping in. No explanations, just intention, just truth, just readiness becoming action.